There's a new Marvel out that's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Next Issue podcast. This is our you've been waiting for this, the Fantastic Four First Steps, full in-depth discussion. There will be spoilers ahead. There is a new Marvel out. We did see it, and it was nuts indeed. Funny enough, I still haven't seen Friendship.
Danny and I planned ahead for this episode by him wearing a Godzilla shirt and I'm wearing a Batman Returns shirt.
That's right.
So we are 100% ready for our Fantastic Four review.
And I am, I came prepared. I'm wearing my Invisible Woman shirt. I can't believe that's a good one. Didn't even pick up on that. So
they really get away with that, real cheap, making those on the cheap, where they don't have to.
They really do.
A lot of the licensing.
Yeah, the shirt was $35. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Before we get into the movie, though, because we will, there is one bit of news, one quick hit that we want to check real quickly, talk about, because it is Marvel related. Yesterday, as you may or may not know, if you keep track of the holiday calendar of made-up holidays that we have, it was Spider-Man Day, which also happened to coincide with the first day of shooting on SpiderManBrandNewDay. We'll talk about that in a second, but today we got a reveal of a little something, so let's check it out.
Oh, I didn't see this at all.
It's just Tom Holland's morning routine.
We ready?
That looks good.
Doesn't that just fill you with like hope?
Yeah.
Of like a better tomorrow? I don't know.
And I have to say, it looks a lot better than whatever weird CGI thing they were doing at the end of No Way Home. Wait, that's not it. Yeah.
I think
whatever the last
No Way Home.
Yeah.
No Way Home had a lot of nanotechnology in his suit that really makes it a lot CGI. I love the big spider too, like how much bigger it is.
Well, sorry, I meant at the very end when he's making his own suit because nobody knows who he is anymore.
Oh yeah.
We get that like 1 second shot of him like going through the city, and it looks very
shiny somehow.
Very shiny, very like bright red and blue. I don't know.
I like that. I like that suit. I like the big the super bright. It almost looks like it's sequins. Like he put.
Yeah. Okay.
I did like because this. I mean, I like the suit. Like I like that it's not a CGI.
Can you imagine? Like,
but I do wish it were a little brighter.
Yeah, Peter sitting in his room, like bedazzling his suit.
Yeah.
But
I like to see the other ones do it. So.
I like the bigger spider on his chest. I think that's because they gave him that little tiny spider in the other suits, right?
Yeah.
Which was practical because stuff came out of it. But
the only thing I would have liked to have seen in this suit that I don't think they've ever really done on the screen is the little webbing armpit. That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
So
great. It'd be so great if you had little drapey webs.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's got to be hard to do, but
I do want there to be a scene where there's a Spider-Man like looking up sewing lessons on YouTube with like an old like singer machine just trying to figure out how to sew for the first time.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
Now, we do know that this will release in July of 2026. It'll be directed by Destin Daniel, who directed the Shang-Chi.
Interesting. So
also, not Webb. Was it Webb?
What was his name?
I think his name was Webb, right? No, Mark Webb was for the Mark Webb was for the movies, the Amazing Spider-Man films.
Okay.
Which we all thought was hilarious that his name was Webb.
Those are good times. Those are good days back then.
It's like I'm gonna grow up to direct Spider-Man one day.
Right.
This guy,
or even better, Madame Web.
Banger, I think. I still feel like that movie's underrated, and how I would say maybe one of the best superhero comedies of this century.
Bring Dakota Johnson back for.
By the way, there's a really good clip I found, like a reel, and it's Jack Quaid thinking he's in the Criterion closet, and the first movie he pulls out is Morbius. He's like, okay, well, it's Morbid time. And he puts it in his bag. He grabs another one. It's Madam Web, and he's like, kind of an underrated movie. All right, he puts it in, and then he pulls out a movie. He's like, oh, this movie's actually really good. And he talks a lot about it, and he goes, oh wait, and he pulls out a disc. It's Morbius. What is going on here?
That's really funny. I want to go to the Criterion closet. This film, just to kind of close this out, will also have Sadie Sink. She's from Stranger Things. I believe she's the red hair. I don't know the characters' names in Stranger Things because I haven't seen that in years. And they also used to be children last time I checked, and now they're all full-on adults. And also Lisa Colon-Sayas from The Bear. She was Tina on The Bear. And of course, we have John Bernthal returning as the vigilante, the Punisher. Oh. And just announced, Mark Ruffalo will appear as the Hulk. Nice. So what story are they digging up? I don't know, but it sounds very tonally weird.
Yeah. Punisher versus Hulk. Give it to me.
I can't even name a Punisher Hulk book, like or a storyline that I've read that's not like a big overarching event.
I mean, okay, so if we put this in context, none of the Spider-Man movies have really followed any storyline. I mean, the closest is maybe No Way Home, kind of being Spider-Verse, right? But I wonder, is Hulk going to become his new mentor? Or not even Hulk. Well, it could be Professor Hulk. Who knows? But like, is that going to be his new, like? Because he always seems to, and maybe this film will finally move away from that. But in the MCU, Spider-Man always has a kind of mentor figure, right? Yeah. You got Spider-Man. You got Doctor Strange that one time. So
that one time, yeah,
that one time.
But now he's on his own.
What if the Hulk? What if he? All right, this is like out of nowhere. Like, so the spell was that everybody forgets that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. But what if like Hulk was not on Earth when the spell happened, so he like remembers, like he's the one person that, because he goes at the end of, like, at some point during She-Hulk, he takes off to go meet his son or whatever. So what if he like comes back and he's like, Peter, where you been? Like, what's going on? Like,
that would be great. Or to riff off that, what if they're setting up a storyline where maybe he's no longer Professor Hulk, but back to being Banner versus Hulk, and Hulk doesn't remember, but Banner does,
or vice versa, or
vice versa. Right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that at all. Like when he reversed to Bruce, like Bruce doesn't remember, but because Hulk was, I guess, hidden away from the spell.
Right.
Guys, we should write a Marvel movie.
We really should. We would knock it out of the park.
I think so. I think between all of us, and we'll bring in Clay because we have enough knowledge from the books combined. We'll just take the best bits of all the stories that we like.
Sort of like the Voltron of Marvel movies,
Yes. So. Does Marvel have its own Voltron thing?
I mean, the closest I think we get is the Japanese Spider-Man with Lepidon.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's all the Spider-Man stuff we have now. Enjoy your Spider-Man. I hope you had a great Spider-Man day.
I did. I tried climbing up a wall and fell and broke my arm.
Like Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I guess not. When I first watched that movie in the theater, I missed that scene, and I'm so mad. Stupid bladder.
I've still never seen it. I'm going entirely off your description.
Oh, Josh, it's worth it's not even 2 hours long. It's worth your time of how, I'm telling you, it's just a comedy. If you go into it thinking it's a comedy.
Yeah. It's
all right. That's fair.
When all is said and done, it and the Venom movie might be my favorite of the Sony.
I agree. I agree with Jeff. So,
and they're kind of the same. Like, there's kind of the same gonzo, kind of insane. Like, what is going on in this movie? I think both main characters
are just giving it their all in a weird way, and it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, There you go. All right, it's time.
You know, my favorite thing about the movie is like it feels like a movie. It feels like a real go to the theater, film, movie that you kind of the reason why you go to watch something on the big screen.
There are some bits that I don't think will ever get old in this podcast. This is one of them. Like, if anything, it just gets funnier every time we do a movie.
I would love to ask him what doesn't feel like a movie.
Right.
How many times he's been sitting in the theater and been like, "This is not a movie." Like, in what movie is that specifically?
And I hope he answers like, "Well, the ads before the movie did not feel like
right." that weird short film with Nicole Kidman. I don't really get that. So
that actually is cinema.
Yes,
so
exactly.
I would disagree.
True. Very true.
But speaking of that, Josh, you're the one that most recently went, and Jeff and I talked a little bit about it, very, very slight in our last, what was it, maybe last weekend. But Josh, you went to the Alamo, right? Mm-hmm. I think I got there a little bit late. What did they have as far as a presentation beforehand?
It wasn't great, honestly. I mean, as good as the Superman one was, so what it kind of felt like was they had some bits that there was like a really fun clip from American Bandstand from the 60s of a singer. So it's like they took these bits and bobs from the movie and then just referenced them directly. So there was like a trailer for I think a Japanese samurai kaiju movie of a big tall guy attacking people that was clearly meant to riff off of Galactus.
Okay.
But I mean, there just wasn't really a lot of Fantastic Four stuff, except at the very end. They had, I forget who the guy is. There's one of their film editors who often does bits. And his was the perfect, what he kept proposing directly to Kevin Feige as the best idea for a sequel to First Steps. And it was basically Fantastic Four multiverse, bring back all of the cast from every Fantastic Four movie into one. And he said the thing that made it so great was the title, because it was he's like, that would be 4 casts of 4 each. So we're talking 16 Fantastic Four members. So it would be Fantastic Four second steps, but then with a little cube sign next to it, because 4 cubed is 16. That was his whole shtick. So he describes as the most mathematically accurate sequel title ever. So
Reed would love that. He would actually find that hilarious.
Reed would love that.
Yeah. So
cool. Very nice. Did you went with Hazel? Because I think we want to get Hazel's impression before, first and foremost. We need to know what the youth thinks of this. Will cinema live on in the youth?
Give us the Gen Z update.
She loved it. We left and she was just she said it was great. She really loved the style of the film, the look of it. I'm hoping it's going to finally get her to read the Ryan North series, because I know she will love that if she just starts reading it. But she really enjoyed it. So
she did ask, like, is that how you and mom used to have an apartment or something, like, right? Because kids,
no, thank God. But she did ask me at the end. She's like, so is that the first time Galactus has ever appeared on screen? I was like, okay, prepare yourself. No, but also yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, great. Let's get into it now that unless Jeff, did you have anything outstanding from your going experience? I went to the Alamo, but I got there too late. Like, with the last trailer was about to start. Because they cut it off early, because then we got that trailer for Avatar. I don't watch those movies, but I'll say that one looks really cool. Like, visually looks really cool.
Okay.
I don't understand how they keep making, like, the first one I get, but the second one also $1 billion movie. I'm like, who? I didn't even hear anybody talk about it. Like,
sell me on Avatar. I don't get it. I don't understand.
I've never seen them, so I couldn't tell you.
What? I knew you had seen them.
I don't know one Avatar person. And,
I don't either.
And I heard somebody
James
say
Cameron
this.
just buys all the tickets himself.
Maybe.
That sweet Titanic money.
Yeah, the first one I did enjoy when I first saw it, but it had like so much spectacle because of the 3D stuff that it was the first time ever kind of thing.
And it was also the first 4K movie, right? Is that right? Or the first movie released on 4K, I feel like.
Maybe.
I don't know. But then there was so much time between the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
That I stopped caring. And now I look at it and just I don't know, because there's so much CGI schlock that came out in between.
Yeah.
It just kind of all fits together now. So it's all like it just reads as like it could be a Michael Bay film, like for me. Like I don't
I've never seen, like I said, I've never seen him, but this one, like it just looks good. Like it looks cool. But that's still not enough for me to go to the theater.
This is why I think it's a Smurfs prequel. Like at some point,
right, exactly.
In the next one, they're going to introduce a character called Gargamel, and the avatars are going to have to shrink.
Why does he have a cat? What does he have? A space cat.
It's the edgelord dark prequel to Smurfs, right? So,
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the avatars will start to grow a beard.
Smurfs is currently in theater, and I hope it's doing good. Because I need that. I need that box office for our.
For our draft. I forgot you picked Smurfs. You poor bastard.
Going on the strength of Rihanna's Smurfette.
Let's bring it back to Fantastic Four, because we do have a limited runtime on this episode. I like that we're all in a hurry, and yet we're talking about Avatar.
To answer the question real quick, I was surprised that the Alamo did not have more pre-movie material. Like there's cartoons that they could have pulled from, all kinds of stuff. And
there was all kinds of stuff. Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was.
I wonder if Disney has a lot of that stuff maybe locked up, and they're like, no, you can't use that anymore. Like it's all our stuff, because they've had animated series. There's the unreleased movie that I'm sure they could have pulled from.
Which to be fair, that was something they did refer to a lot.
Okay.
So yeah,
I think MTV had a series at some point, like a CGI. They did a couple of series, and I think one of them was Spider-Man, and one was either Fantastic Four or Iron Man. But I know I've seen the Fantastic Four.
I could be wrong.
Which was weird that MTV was doing animated shows. Anyways.
Yeah, because they did the Spider-Man one where Neil Patrick Harris voiced him, and it was right after the Raimi movie came out, if memory serves.
It was right before that stuff looked actually good enough that they could they didn't have the budget yet. It wasn't cheap enough to make.
Pretty cool aesthetic. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't
when they were holding still, it was cool, but still, sometimes it's rough. Which it'll bring me into. I'll bring this into the movie. My one kind of little nitpick, which is not really a nitpick, it's not a big thing either. What's up with the CGI baby?
I thought it looked good. I didn't even realize that was CGI.
I think they had a baby
on
on set when they filmed.
Yeah.
And then I think they went back and CGI'd over that baby, and it looks weird. And I don't understand how it's 2025.
Oh, I thought it was good.
Like,
I don't know.
How do we not know how to film babies? How do we not know how to film babies anymore?
When the thing was holding the baby, the thing looked so much better than the baby.
Well, I think part of the thing, and this was a question I was genuinely going to ask, so I'm glad you brought up CGI so I don't look like a moron. But I think part of it was the baby had to act, right? There are very specific, like, emotional beats the baby had to hit.
They should have brought in the Who Framed Roger Rabbit baby. That guy's a pro.
Cigar chomping, yeah.
What you got for me?
Yeah.
In case you haven't, and I haven't said this, spoilers ahead for the whole thing. For anything Marvel, by the way.
Yeah.
And Superman, maybe. All right. We're clear.
For your life. Spoilers for your life.
Spoilers for everything.
Don't get on the ladder.
Hey, Final Destination is dropping on Max very soon. So.
Oh, boy.
Let's start with you, Josh. Let's go ahead and hit your first point.
Yeah. So
Oh, real quick, Leonard Kim. Funny thing is, there was an actual baby on set.
yeah.
I know.
And that poor baby gets no screen credit, no SAG card.
But you know what?
It's kind of sad.
I rather look at a CGI baby that doesn't look quite right than them to actually force a baby to try to act.
Yeah.
So the lesser of two, like babies and CGI animals, whatever. I have suspension of disbelief. Don't Go. All right,
No,
go
I
ahead, Jeff.
say we lift those things. Let's go back to. We don't have to go back to throwing horses off cliffs, but we can like. I feel like there's a
That's a
happy
slippery
medium.
slope, Jeff.
Yeah.
Or the horses, especially.
I mean, look, I'm anti throwing horses off cliffs. I'm pro giving horses peanut butter to look like they're talking. So
Yes,
yeah.
that's where
Or
I'm
the
at.
president, or giving the president peanut butter to look like he's talking.
100%.
So
Josh, anyways, back to your first point. For
wow.
the
All right.
time.
So my first point, which I just kept thinking about, and all right, this is a hot take. I'll start with a big hot take. I feel like this summer was all about reinventing superhero cinema. Because like with Superman before it, the great thing about Fantastic Four First Steps is it breaks the conventions of both MCU movies and Fantastic Four storytelling, right? Think about all the standard plot beats we don't get in this. We don't get tension between Reed and Ben because he's the Thing. We don't get sad Thing, really. I mean, there's like one moment, but it's really not overplayed. We get, and again, like with Superman, a character that is not that you expect to not be central to resolving the plot is essential to resolving the plot, right? So in Superman, it was Lois and the whole Daily Planet crew helping solve things. In this one, it is Johnny doing something really, really phenomenal. It takes all those beats. And the biggest one, I think, and this goes back to, I think, all of our love for the Ryan North stuff. It's not a superhero movie. It's a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Right. It is. I mean, think of, and I kind of love this. Think of how little they're in costume. How many times are they, even when they're preparing for the big event with Galactus at the end, they're in street clothes. You know, like Ben walks down in his weird like lumberjack outfit. I mean, it's great. It's very grounded. And I think it succeeds by just basically throwing out the window everything that people expect of a Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I agree. I like that they skip over the origin story too. Like they give us a quick glimpse of like.
Yeah, I mean they skip it but still tell it, right? They throw us in media res, but it's still there, right? So
I wonder if that guy
it was
ever
a giant. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I wonder if that guy ever actually gets them on the show, or they just have to leave every time.
Yeah, I know. I do feel like that is a running.
Ted Gilbert's ratings are like plummeting.
I still love that's Mycroft. Does every British actor have to train to do an American voice? This is all I can.
100%.
Okay.
I bet they do.
What
I did love that exposition dump.
What accent does Galactus have?
Oh, Cosmic.
Where's Ralph Ineson from?
Cosmic New England.
He's English.
Is he not Scottish?
Yeah. He's English, so I don't know whatever that means. That can mean a lot of things.
Having been to Scotland, there's a wide array of it goes from slightly legible to illegible. So yeah.
I think Galactus is from Scotland. Initially.
I didn't realize that. So the actor who played Galactus, I didn't realize Pedro Pascal was. They're all from Game of Thrones. Like apparently they were the 14th, 15th, and 16th actors from Game of Thrones to show up in the MCU.
Yeah. So all right, Jeff, do you have you want to go over your first point?
Yeah, I like the way that they portrayed Reed Richards. Reed is a weird character because he's written differently throughout the comics. He can be kind of an asshole. He can be aloof. And I feel like that they did a great job of humanizing him. There's that moment where he's like, where he kind of talks about how his thing is he always kind of has to imagine the worst possible scenario when they're talking about giving away Franklin. And
that line, oh my god, and the
Yeah.
delivery on it, holy
Yeah.
moly!
yeah, so but I think that he's also, I think the thing that they do, what we were referencing, Josh, is they don't get into like Reed Ben kind of thing, but there are a couple of moments in the movie where Reed shoots at, like they'll look at each other kind of thing, and you can feel it. If you know it, you feel it.
Yeah.
And so I think Pedro's doing a great job of like, he messed up huge, like, and he messed up what his friend looks like. You know, it's like when we were reading that Mark Waid run where Mark Waid talks about he made the Fantastic Four celebrities because he altered their lives so much that he might as well, you know, try to make them celebrities. So, you know, whatever. So you kind of get that feeling, that vibe in this one where he's like, I screwed up so big, I don't want to screw up again.
Right.
And so there's that kind of like where he's like, I don't know how to solve this. I think he's afraid. He's afraid of the thing. You don't normally get to see that in Reed, kind of.
To that point, do you think that's why he wouldn't prioritize making Johnny's updated suits for everyone? Because he's afraid that he might fail again.
I don't think he wanted to go back. I don't think he wanted to go back.
Yeah. I thought that as well. And I did also, sorry, this kind of goes to my next point, but it's relevant. I feel like this was the first movie that actually portrayed, like, you get the sense that Reed and Ben are friends, right? I feel like every other movie, because it doubles down on the cosmic storm and the transformation. This one, and it's very subtle, they don't overplay it, but there's just, especially there's that moment towards the end where Ben walks up to Reed and they're just having this moment together. And you get the sense they are longtime friends, right? Like he even makes a joke about how he didn't get his license, you know, and stuff. Like he's just kind of like ribbing him. And I love that finally came through, because that's something that they rarely ever portray, you know?
I'll say this, and maybe this is a hot take. To Josh Trank's credit, I think Ben and Reed's relationship in the FantasticFour movie was they had a really good friendship. It was different than this because they were way younger, like the portrayal, you know, up until that turn when everything happens or whatever. But like before that, like both you know, Miles Teller and I forget the name of the other performer, I think they do a good job of like of Tintin. Did you say Tintin?
Yeah, he
I didn't realize that was the live action Tintin.
I believe so. Yeah, hang on.
But yeah, they do a good job of showing how good friends. Even Doom in that movie, like they're all kind of pals in college, and there's kind of like this tension between Doom and Ben because they're trying to.
Wait, are we saying FantasticFour is the prequel to First Steps?
Only the first like 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Before they leave Sue behind to go on their boys trip experiment. Sue doesn't even go on the thing, and she gets powers anyways. Anyway,
I forgot about that.
I did too. God, I hate that movie.
We need to go back and we need to do that episode too, I think.
Yeah. but to your point, I agree that it is very much, they do set up that friendship in that movie, which is good.
And I think, well, the movie starts 4 years into their having power, so it's really smart that they, you assume all that stuff, like the monster, the man, you know, all those stories that where they kind of work that out have happened, and, so
and the comic too.
Kind of the
comic that we read, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think Pedro Pascal makes perfect sense now as Reed, because I feel like he's one of the actors who could portray that humanness. Like you also kind of feel for Reed, because however you feel about Pedro Pascal kind of transfers over into the character as well. Like he has a very interesting way to sound very sincere and kind of heartbroken inside, but still very what do you call it? Like he's not showing a lot of emotion on the outside, but you can tell he's very conflicted internally. You see that in The Last of Us. You see that in this. Like Pedro's really good at that kind of stuff.
And it's a hard role, because I feel like the way Reed's typically portrayed is very robotic, right?
Oh yeah.
Like I am a thinking machine kind of thing, you know. And in this, like you said, he has a lot of emotion. He just internalizes it.
Yeah. Herbie
Um,
takes that role
yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I did also I speaking to his performance, again, it was very subtle, but it happens just enough that you can pick up on it. I love the slight difference in his presentation between who he is 99% of the time and the 1% he's on his Reed science TV show. Because even when he's there explaining the transference machine, right? He has this like brighter, more chipper, more confident approach.
He turns it on as much as he can.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, exactly. It's so great. It's so great.
Agreed. All right, let me go on to my first point, guys. This Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Like Julia Garner, even though they had already shown us that footage of her showing up and telling, giving her big speech, and in the movie it's a little bit longer than what we've seen in the trailers, but I got chills. And listening to interviews, that was the first thing she did as the Silver Surfer. Like she was up on a crane or something, like 30 feet up in the air, so that she could kind of project. And man, it is like Silver Surfer. I think this is probably one of my favorite representations of it, and I really enjoy the in the old movie as well. That was it 2008 or whatever. Was it Doug Jones?
Doug Jones? Yeah.
Doug Jones.
Yeah. I really, whatever. Like the story maybe didn't make sense, but the surfer was cool regardless. But man, anytime the surfer is surfing in this movie, through the lava, through the wormhole, through space, like it just visually looks so cool. And then it makes sense like why her hair would be like kind of like in that, but like just be more aerodynamic. And then you get to going back to your point, Josh, like Johnny coming in. And they have that moment. Well, they have a few moments in the film, but they have that moment where she listens to the recordings that Johnny figured out were from her homeworld as a warning and they were looking for her, right? I think that's what came up. And you see the flashback, and it's pretty similar to Norrin Rad's origin story, where he sacrifices or he volunteers so that Galactus will spare his planet. But the way that she was able to, on top of that CGI, kind of emote like all those conflicted feelings. When Galactus picked her up and started choking her, I popped a little. Like I was like, oh
yeah.
So like, just Julia Garner, man, what a great performance. And maybe we won't see this Shalabala in the future, but it's just a great adaptation of the character into the screen, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. Watching her actually surf the various, like, be it the lava or the, when they're in FTL, that was amazing. It was so cool. And I think it's hard to do that without, look, let's be honest. The Silver Surfer is a character of its time, right? In the same way we have the Spider Dune Buggy. It's like the creators are, Kirby and Lee were just like, what's popular with the Ute? They like this surfing. Let's make a space surfer. It's kind of ridiculous. But to pull that off and it looks badass is so incredible. So
I want there to be a character called like the Celestial Healy. He just like uses Healy wheels to get across.
Again, Feige, reach out to us. We are just percolating with ideas.
The cosmic bike rider. we can get Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's already got experience in movies and bikes. So, oh man, it was really good stuff. I think. Here, let me go. I'll go into the next thing, and then we'll go back around. We're kind of all over the place, but I'm at least marking things off on the list. So the visual aesthetic of this film, like, look, I don't know what the 60s look like outside of like magazines and movies and stuff like that, and even the WandaVision kind of a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, very much,
But man, I was like, the 60s look kind of cool. Like this retro futuristic 60s look kind of cool. It was a really cool mix of like the actual aesthetic that's real to the time, but mixed in with all this super advanced technology. Thanks to the Fantastic Four, they weren't just heroes. They were kind of like the avant-garde of like technology and science and moving the society forward. Right? They talk about the disarmament the worldwide, except for Latveria with that empty spot in the
Which
council.
we see no less than 2 times, right? I think it's 3 times, but there's 2 times. So
They bring it up a couple times for sure. So they want us to know that there is a Victor Von Doom, there is a Latveria in that, and we'll probably talk about that in a minute as well. But yeah, just I really like the whoever was in charge of the production of design. They might be getting an Oscar next year. Like it looks so good.
I hope they do. I mean, because I would love in the pantheon of brilliant comic inspired set designers to have Anton First and whoever did this, right? Which I should know their name, sadly. But because I totally agree. It was really good.
Yeah, Leonard Kim, are you sure you want to get hired by Marvel only to get underpaid? I feel like Marvel underpaid is still way more than what we currently make.
Underpaid.
I won't speak for everyone on the panel, but
hey, I will say that my childhood dream was to draw Marvel comics and get underpaid. So
listen, all they have to do is break they have to just break over 50K.
Yeah, not everyone's brave enough to live paycheck to paycheck.
The bar is on the floor, actually. Right. So
as long as we stay, we have to stay in Texas though, to, no income to stay tax. But
all I have to do is
aesthetically, like fantastic stuff. Like the ship looked really cool. The Excelsior, which nice touch.
We'll come back to that. Okay. So
and just the aesthetic of the people too. Like when Ben's walking down the street, in his really I love that Ben was always dressed to the nines because that's kind of how people did it back in the day.
Yeah. I like his big thing hats. His big thing custom thing hats.
I love that the movie also takes place at least a little bit during Halloween, so we could see like people dressing up as these characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was an homage to Superman, but I mean him lifting up that car. That's the Superman car.
And then like fake throwing it. I like that.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes Ben probably goes too far with some of that stuff. I feel like
I just like getting a joyous Ben, right? Yeah. Like even down to in the comics, famously he and Johnny don't get along. In this is just banter, right? Like the whole scene of them in the room, like arguing who's going to go check if Reed and Sue are back, right? And then she just appears. That was great. I mean, it's those little human moments that they're really good at presenting how tight and unified they are as a family. Yeah. So
I did hear somebody say that this movie does the best job, especially with Ben, of being like he's a person that is a rock. Like he's not. Most of the other movies portray him as rock monster or superhero.
Yeah,
but this is the movie that portrays it. They don't alter his voice at all, and you can really see what's his name's eyes behind the CGI kind of thing.
Yeah.
Backrack. But he's much more like a person who just happens to be made of rocks than he is, rock superhero thing.
He reminds me a lot more of Ben in the Ryan North run.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which again, my brain keeps going back to because this movie, it's not a direct portrayal of the North run, but it takes a lot of what North has done, which is like science focused. It's all about the family and the unit.
It's a lot about adventure. Yeah,
it feels like is what a lot of people feel like the Fantastic Four should be.
Right.
There are variations throughout the thing. I also think that while we're talking about Ben, we can kind of pivot to both. Two of Josh's and I's is Roz, the Roz character. Like I needed more or less of an
what a waste of an actor.
Yeah.
Like it really bugged me, and I was also kind of bothered by the fact that it is canon that Ben Grimm is Jewish.
Yes.
So when he shows up there, kind of at the end, and she's like, "Are you here for spiritual guidance?" Right? He could have said yes, and instead of just being like, "I'm here for you." Which was fine, but it's like he is Jewish. He's in a synagogue, So
it felt at first I didn't know. It wasn't until after the movie that I found out that she was put in there because she's a tribute to Jack's wife, Rosalind.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was like,
it
why is she
kinda-
not Alicia? So yeah.
That was my first thought. So my first
Yeah.
thought is like, why is this not Alicia? And then my second thought was, I need to go back and read those first 100 issues because maybe this is a deep cut character that I'm not catching.
Right. Right.
And it pulled me out of the movie for a half second. So, because my brain just kind of went off on its own tangent. And then afterwards, I found out who she was. And it kind of felt more. But then I wanted either more of it to kind of solidify that. And then again, with Josh, when he comes back around and he goes to the synagogue at the end, like by that point, I kind of started picking up on they're doing all kinds of not just homages to like the Fantastic Four in the comics, but the creators and everybody who's ever had a hand in anything dealing with these characters. But then, I was just like, well, here she is again. Obviously, she's important somehow. I'm not picking up on who she is, but yeah, it did kind of feel like, and the synagogue thing was a nod to Ben's Judaism, but I felt like it didn't go far enough for me.
Right.
I was just like, it was just too naughty.
I feel like that part of it was probably some of the things that ended up maybe getting cut out of because there were reports that they cut out about 15 minutes or so, including the John Malkovich character who was what's his name,
Red
Ghost.
Red Ghost, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like instead of that, because we do see Reed kicking
an
orangutan. Yeah, right.
The first 15 minutes, that montage where they it's like the info dump montage.
Yeah.
But my smile on my face as they were name dropping left and right, and you see the monkeys, the smart monkeys, and I was just like, oh, I love every single bit. I knew I was in it right then. I was like,
this is what makes the retrofuturism, I think, hard to pull off and why they did it so well. Because when it comes up and it's the ABC special presentation, that's when the smile hit my face, right? Because as a kid, that was just like what introduced everything in TV you knew was going to be really weird and awesome, So, but yeah, I needed more of Natasha Lyonne. I felt like that was a kind of a swing and a miss. That really annoyed me. But I do want to give props to the fact that it is very clear. And I don't know if this was Matt Shank. I don't know if it was the writers, but this film went above and beyond to credit Jack Kirby, right? From the name of the universe, 828. They even explicitly say it in the credits, right? Like it's named for his birthday.
Right.
To, again, all the scenes in the synagogue. I didn't know about Roz being an homage to his wife. And I love all of that. And then the one Stan Lee reference is Excelsior for the ship, right? It's like, and we're going to give a little nod to Stan Lee over here. So,
well, there's two things for them. So when the surfer first shows up, they pan out to a bunch of people in the kind of Times Square area.
Yeah.
One of those places is the Timely Comics office, and you see two guys in the window. One is sitting at a desk writing, and the other one looks up to see what's going on. I was like, oh, that's clearly Jack Kirby, and then
I missed that.
sitting in the desk.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was, and then once I watched some videos and stuff, like they do have a Timely Office logo and stuff. So yeah, those two guys were definitely there to be stand-ins for Jack and Stan. So I agree. There's a lot of really nice homages and just like. I think even the director also mentioned that there was a what's Westview. There's a Westview appliances that was his only little Easter egg for himself about WandaVision. There has nothing. There's no connection or anything. Like that's the only thing I allowed myself because he obviously loves that project as well.
Well, and I didn't catch actor who played Sue in it, but I caught all the other, like, did you notice all the actors from the unreleased Fantastic Four in this, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't catch Sue. Where was she?
She was there for sure. They were all four in one shot in the crowd at one moment, and I think they did multiple things. So like she must have been somewhere else as well.
Because the guy that played Reed was one of the news anchors at one point.
Yeah, and I think the guy that played Ben was one of the I guess engineers that were like waving goodbye or saying hello.
He and Johnny are in that shot.
So
okay.
And the Sue's like, "Give us your baby." So
that may be her. I don't know. So
well, let's go to that. I think that leads us well into your second point, Jeff.
I thought my second point was hold on, let me look it up again.
I
thought my second point was Roz. Oh,
no,
that's my
that was your honorable point.
That was my honorable point. Oh, it was this when they go to try to get to figure out, hey, Galactus. Let's go talk to Galactus, which is an insane move on its own, I think.
It really is,
Or is it just the most Fantastic Four move of all time?
It is.
Because they're not a punch first, ask questions later. Like they're not the Punisher or know, like
which becomes explicit when they return and they have the press conference, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "How did you defeat Galactus?" And he's just like, "We went to talk to him."
Yeah.
But that scene, so nothing's really good. I mean, it's superhero movies. It's not a Zack Snyder movie. Nobody's going to die.
Wait,
nobody's getting their neck snapped.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I just have to point out. I also want to go to point out again in the summer of reinventing superhero movies, the cast shadow of Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. Because again, remember, there's that whole moment. It's a subplot, pun intended, where Ben is like, "Hey, if Galactus is coming here, we got to evacuate this whole area." Right? So nobody gets hurt. And I was like, oh yeah, they're painfully aware of Zack Snyder's Man of Steel.
The only homage I saw to Zack Snyder was Ben pulling that boat because Superman did the same thing in Man of Steel.
Oh, all right. Anyway, I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No. But the scene where they go to talk to Galactus, things start going wrong. He's like, "Give me your baby," and they're like, "No, we got to hightail it out of here." That hightail it out of here scene is so good.
Yeah,
knowing like they're gonna get out of there, whatever, fine. Because Marvel spoils everything in the trailers, like where the movie's going. So, but still, like so tense, so like Johnny kill her, it is 100%. And again, that also kind of, they're not superheroes, they're explorers. They're like, and they are like, oh, we gotta take care of our own first for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's not malicious. It's just, it's us versus them kind of thing. They're not getting our baby. Sue's badass. Sue's amazing in this movie.
Well, that's the next thing we should kind of right into that, because that's where the movie kind of takes us to maybe one of the coolest scenes of Sue having this baby in space as they are trying to get back to Earth. Like nothing raises the stakes more than a birth, baby, childbirth.
Yeah.
Right. Look, I don't have any kids, but Josh could probably attest.
Well,
was there gravity when Hazel was born?
Thankfully, yes. But I'll tell you guys offline sometimes about the weirdly David Lynchian moment during Hazel's birth. But anyway, that's a setup. But anyway,
Patreon content. That's for Patreons only.
The other thing that I loved about that is because, again, I feel like the thing this movie does so well is it represents the relationship of the characters and therefore the tone and the plot through just small actions. And to me, the critical thing was in that birthing scene when it's all about to happen and Ben is like, okay, I need to go help Reed and Sue. Herbie, take over flying the ship, right?
Take the wheel.
And they're slingshotting around a sun, for fuck's sake,
Yeah.
But he's like, Ben's like, I need to be there. And that was when I was like, yes, they absolutely get this. Like,
Well,
they
Herbie's got the space cassette in his face
Yeah.
at the moment, so
I
obviously he knows what he's doing.
I love that. Did anyone look up? I read somewhere that Herbie was supposed to appear in the 2005 movie, but was cut, and so I looked it up. Have you seen that?
I saw that. Yeah,
He looks like Crow T Robot from MST3K.
Yeah.
He does not look like Herbie.
Yeah.
It is weird. So,
all right. Let's keep talking Sue, and let's talk about that big scene at the end. So they come up with the plan to lure Galactus into this transporter thing because the Silver Surfer destroys all the other transporters, so they can't move the Earth. So they'll just move Galactus, and it does not go according to plan at all. And I think we get, first of all, Galactus showing up and like picking up the dirt and smelling it. Like, what is it, like a I don't know, like a football player about to get in, like getting ready to go in, or a gym. Yeah,
I love Johnny's reaction to that. He's like,
why is this
That's weird.
You never smelled a hamburger before taking a bite?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. Rob Innocent's performance
Smells good.
It's so good as far as like capturing this lumbering motion, right? Because a lot of this was done with models, like him walking through the city was done with models, and a lot of the fight was done with that. So like he was there in the suit. Matt Shagman.
Wait, they
said
Godzilla this?
Yeah.
This was
Matt
a
Shagman
Godzilla
said,
movie?
that's why I'm wearing the shirt. That's why I'm wearing the shirt.
Oh, nice. Okay, I get it now. Wow.
Matt
Total
Shagman
American
said that
notes.
no one else was in the suit, in a Galactus suit, as far as he knows. It was just Innocent.
Wow.
So anytime you see Galactus, obviously there's a lot of CGI involved, but I love the way that even they have to think about how to do it, right? Like Reed starts taking off his little. He knows that there's a weak point in the connections where he's his little the host to this his thing, and then he catches Reed and starts stretches in him. I was like,
that was intense.
I was like, is he gonna fling him? Is he about to break him?
I wondered both those things. Yeah.
But then, of course, once again, Vanessa Kirby, like delivering probably one of the best performances here. Like give me my baby moment. Like, yeah, she was great. Like, just I know I love how powerful Sue's become in the comics, and I'm so glad that is translating into this film. Like, she doesn't just become invisible.
Is there a line in the movie where they say that she's the leader? I thought there was a line in the movie.
Yeah, you can tell either way.
Yeah, it's implied when the Surfer first shows up and asks, "Are you this planet's protectors?" And Sue answers. And the thing also that I love is that Reed is the scientist, Sue is the diplomat, right? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of her role. And yet in that end scene, she's like, "Fuck it, I'm not. We're not negotiating anymore.
We're past diplomacy."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that. I love that she was using her bending light powers to do that, and we finally get Ben to say "clobbering time."
Love it. And Johnny had to goad him into it. I love that. So say it.
So, and I like that Johnny was prepared to make that ultimate sacrifice to kind of like pinball Galactus in there. And I just because of reading comics and watching a lot of these movies, like I knew what was going to happen. I knew Shia LaBeouf was going to show up and kind of knock him off course.
Oh, see, I didn't. I thought it was going to be a full on Godzilla -1 kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad it didn't. I am really glad that it ended on a happy note. I'm assuming they sent Galactus to the Marvel universe, to the 616 or whatever it is, at the end of this movie. But again, like before both this and Superman, I think my thing was I was worried about this movie because we knew it was going to eventually get into Endgame, and so my thought was this movie was going to end on a sour note, having to bring him to. And I'm so glad that it didn't. That it spun everything around, and they won the day.
Great standalone story too. Like, if you just take this as a stand, once I said this for Superman, like Superman is a great standalone movie. Like, regardless of what may happen or may not happen with other things in the universe, I think this just works really well on its own.
Well,
I want
and,
to touch your thing. Go ahead.
oh,
Josh.
sorry, I was gonna say, well, Shackman, I think I said Shank earlier. Sorry, Shackman even said that in an interview. Like, he's like, this is a movie that you don't need 15 years of MCU movies to
No
understand,
homework.
right? Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. You just go in, you enjoy it. I mean, and even the in credit scenes, except with one.
You do need 60 years of Fantastic Four knowledge if you're going to catch all the Easter eggs, though.
Well,
Yes.
true, but you don't have to catch the Easter eggs. To, like,
No, you don't have to catch the Easter
Oh
eggs.
yeah.
I know Leonard came in the chat. I know we talked a little bit of Natasha Leone, but like Paul Walter Hausen as the moment.
So
Like,
good.
I love how much he gives guff to all the other members of the Fantastic Four except Sue. He
Except
respects Sue.
He loves Sue. Yeah.
He loves Sue. I mean, who doesn't love Sue, really?
Well, but they also set that up because she's the one that negotiated.
Yes.
The right.
And
And
I think
again,
in the comics too, he also gives.
I think so. I
I
mean,
think he also.
feel like in the
I mean, I
comics,
think it's more of a
everyone falls in
romantic.
love with
Like
Sue,
he,
right? You got
yeah, I think that's how they started. But
I
I
love that
do
he
think that
tells
in the comics, yeah.
he asked Herbie to turn the lights down, right? Because obviously he lives underground.
Yeah.
And he's just great. Like, I would love to see a little like this is where they need to bring back those the little Marvel
Shorts.
movies that they had after in the Blu-rays. Just a little Paul Walter Hausen like hanging out in Subterranea.
God,
you know?
I mean,
He was like, "I didn't dress you." When he says to Johnny, he goes, "I didn't dress you this morning."
Yeah, and again, that's another great example of without overplaying it, just the way all those characters interact tells you everything you need to know about what has come before, right?
Yeah.
Even Reed, like, getting mad and losing it, like, that's so not Reed. And Sue's just like, everyone leave, you know? So
This is the perfect like show don't tell that sometimes comics and you know, like Stanley used to do this a lot. He would still tell you what was happening in the speech bubbles, even though Jack Kirby had already drawn it out and it was very clear. But then again, you know, comics were for kids, so whatever. Before we get to Josh's one crazy honorable mention thing that he wants to talk about, Michael Giacchino is having a year. Like,
oh man,
my
two MCU movies in a row with killer scores, like Thunderbolts and this. That, like, even that was, I think, the first thing my daughter said when we left. She was like, "Man, the music was great in that." I was like, "I know, it was so good."
And
Marvel, I think they put out a YouTube video, like, so before they premiered this video. At the premiere, they had Michael Giacchino and his orchestra play the theme for the audience that was in the. So I went back and watched that video. It is so good, and I immediately added to. I have a little walking Spotify mix that is full of like superhero soundtracks because nothing will get you all pumped up like a superhero soundtrack. And it immediately, it went on the
see
list.
Jeff swinging around the streets of Dallas.
Yeah,
I love it.
Parkour. It was so good, and I think before the movie came out, we had really only heard that the main theme, right?
Yeah,
and you can hear that the same. I think it's called a motif all across the rest of the songs. But man, oh man, it's a good one. It's a good hook, and that's why it works in the rest of the songs and the rest of the soundtrack.
I need somebody who is. I need somebody to break it down musically for me because there's got to be something about like the chords and stuff structurally in that song.
Tell me why it makes me feel my feelings.
I need somebody to do that. And where's the music theorists?
I had the same thought, Jeff, because I'm wondering, is he playing with something with 4? Right? Is it
Oh, there has to be.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. So
because if you listen to it, there are reoccurring note themes that are happening. But they're like off center. I don't know if you guys have seen that crazy song. Well, you guys aren't on TikTok as much as I am, but there's a weird meme about Sonics and stuff happening right now. Go ahead. I'm done sidetracking. No.
Well, don't worry. We're about to get real sidetracked. Josh, what the hell is this on the notes?
Okay, so you may remember a couple weeks ago when we all read, I think, the First Steps tie-in comic. And I got weirdly obsessed with the fact that they reference ANSA, right? Which is the space agency, not just in this universe, but also from Planet of the Apes,
Right.
And I speculated, is this somehow tied to Planet of the Apes, right? Now, I want to stress this is a stretch. I don't think it's the case. I would love to hear from the director if he is a big Planet of the Apes fan, because the moment I nearly lost my shit is you get at least one or two references in the movie to Ansa. But there's a moment just before Galactus arrives where Ansa shows up. Like they state it, or it's a logo in the background or something, but it's very clearly there. And I want to ask you guys to see if you remember. Galactus arrives, jumps into the water, and what's the very first thing he does?
Statue of Liberty.
He looks at the Statue of Liberty, and it is held. It is not just like a quick thing. It is very pointed. And I saw that, and I was just sitting in my seat going, holy shit, they're doing it. They're doing it.
Also, they got rid of Red Ghost, but not the smart apes.
Exactly. And the third thing, and this is, again, you got to squint really hard. There is a little bit, if you look at the original ship from Planet of the Apes, especially when it's in the water, and you look at the Excelsior, they're kind of a similar design. I mean, it's not the same ship, I want to stress. But there's so many weird ass parallels that I'm like, did they plan this? Like, why do they hold on him looking at the Statue of Liberty?
I hear that they cut Mark Wahlberg from this movie for some reason. I don't know.
And Helena Bonham Carter.
So the Planet of the Apes film, I believe, came out in the 60s, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's kind of very late 60s. I want to say it was like
very late 60s.
Let me look it up. 68,
so I think it's
69.
interesting that a lot of the aesthetics would make sense, that just they stylistically look very similar.
68.
So yeah. Josh, it's not crazy. I like. I mean, Fox does own Planet of the Apes, which is owned also by Disney. So they could put it all
what if we find out that Universe 828 is not just the Kirby verse, but also the Planet of the Apes universe?
Are you saying we could have a Planet of the Apes alien crossover?
I'm surprised they haven't done that in the comics. Or a Predator.
Actually, you're right. I'm surprised.
Predator. Planet of the Apes. Wow. Let us know what you think of the Planet of the Apes theory here.
I mean,
I like it.
Do I want a crossover between where Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards talks with I'm blanking on her name, the anthropologist ape from the original Planet of the Apes.
Oh, I was going to say the name of the real person from Gorillas in the Mist.
Jane Goodall.
Jane Goodall.
Who? Let me look up. Hang on. Planet of the Apes characters, because they are scientists.
Yeah, that's true.
In that,
they would have interesting things to talk about. All right. Well,
bow
Josh
down before Galactus.
Yeah. Well, Josh looks that up. We're gonna start wrapping up, so we got to talk definitely about before we give our
and Dr. Zero. Sorry,
Zero. Before we give our final thoughts, there were 2 end credit scenes for this. One of them was kind of a more funny one, which I appreciated all the way at the end, which I thought was the old Fantastic Four cartoon, but no, it's the in-world Fantastic World cartoon.
It is, which is very clearly stylized after the old Hanna-Barbera
60s,
one. So,
yes, which is cool because both Superman and this kind of give you a little wink and a nod to the old stuff, right? Because the Superman movie obviously opens with that little animated Superman from that looks very Max Fleischer. They've kind of adopted that as the DC Studios kind of opening card, I guess, for Superman stuff. But the other one, it's a very brief. We see Sue is with what was it, like 4 years later again?
Yeah, it was 4 years later.
4 years later, right? It's in increments of 4.
Yeah.
So 4 years later, we get a little bit of an older Franklin. Oh yeah, I guess we didn't talk about it, but like I love Franklin. I knew Franklin was gonna bring Sue back to life as well. Like I was like, that's the only way that this happens.
I really thought she was gonna die. until they lay the baby on her, and I'm like, oh, we're going to see his powers now. So yeah.
So
the
we
power
know
of CGI.
Franklin has the power cosmic or a power cosmic or some kind of cosmic powers. And in the end credit, we see Sue. She goes to pick up a book, which the boy has a wide range of tastes for different books.
Isn't she reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar initially?
Yeah.
And then it's like
and we see a Doctor Doom. It looks like, right? Somebody's with the we don't see who it is.
the mask is off.
The
He's
mask
holding
is
the
off.
mask in his hand.
And the baby was touching Doom. So that's really it. That's all we get. And I think that's perfect. That's just kind of like, okay, I'm intrigued. I already enjoyed your movie. I'm also now intrigued to see where this goes. So what do you guys think of that?
So my theory now is that the end credit scene in Thunderbolts, where the Excelsior is arriving in the 616. Wait, is that the MCU?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Or 1999999.
To the nth degree. My current running theory is that what's going to happen is Doom finds a way. So that is the 828 Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds a way to traverse universes. And they have to follow him to the MCU. Mm-hmm. That's my current theory. So
I don't know if that is the... So my thinking is they sent Galactus to the 616 universe.
That is interesting.
And because they didn't really say where they were sending him. They didn't know. I don't know if they ever said or anything. They just pushed him through a portal.
Well, they said to the edges of the universe, right?
Is that what they said?
Yeah,
it's taken them years to get back. I think that's okay.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah.
But we don't know if Reed got that right. Like he's never done something like that. Right. So what if he sent him to Robert Downey Jr.'s Earth, and then he's like, "Well, you messed up my world, and I gotta go mess it up."
Could be.
The only thing is, at the end of it, it doesn't say they will return in Fantastic Four 2 or the next movie. They say Secret Wars, right, or Doomsday. I forget which.
Whichever one's first. I think Doomsday's first.
I think
the only reason I thought that they sent Galactus, because at the end of Thunderbolts that you get the Fantastic Four ship, but before that she says there's all this stuff happening in space. So like before even the Fantastic Four show up, so I'm like, I wonder if the stuff happening in space is Galactus on the other edge of the universe, just like eating planets left and right.
Yeah,
and then which makes me wonder why they would have to show up, because I'm like, well, now we have to deal with Dr. Doom. Who's better to deal with Dr. Doom than the thing you just sent across the universe to because you were afraid of it. So have Doom fight Galactus, and then that's what I would thought that maybe they were going with, but I don't know.
Or Doom takes the power cosmic from Galactus.
I mean, that does tap into the original Secret Wars, right? Galactus plays a pretty big part in the last 4 issues, I think.
Yeah.
So. Dude, please bring back Namor.
But they got to make a movie.
There is a fun interview where the interviewer asks about Namor, and both Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal definitely sit up, and they're like, "Oh, we're very aware of Namor. Oh, we know all about it."
That's awesome.
Like the whole cast is just primed about it.
All right. Before we get to our final thoughts and all that, because I feel like this is something that people are going to ask no matter what. So we're going to have to answer it anyways. And I'll go with each one of you guys.
Oh, no.
Did you like this better or Superman better?
Oh, God.
I know. I don't like the question. And here, I'll answer first. It gives you guys some time to think. And I guess this is how I'll answer it. And it also kind of spoils the next part of this. But I will say I gave Superman a 4.5. And I watched it 3 times in theater. And I gave this movie a 4. And I've only seen it once, although I do want to go back and watch it again. So whatever that tells you about how much I enjoy these films.
I think for me, 1 and 1A kind of thing, as they're neck and neck. And honestly, the more time I get between the viewings of them, they kind of go back and forth depending on how I feel. I think Superman has way more action. Like Superman is a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Whereas
and
this
humor.
is
Yes.
but this is the other thing I wanted. So this movie for the first, I feel like the knock on Marvel movies is the humor, is like the kind of like incessant joke telling, even at kind of inappropriate times. And this movie definitely pulled back on that. Like there were no like, well, that's a big monster. Kind of like there were no moments where there were sneaky one-liners or anything like that.
But although that did make the very last scene with the car seat kind of ridiculous. Like
It did stand out very much so.
They kept that in, but took out John Malkovich and more Natasha Lyonne scenes. Like
I'll take
the car seat, you know.
But I feel like the car seat scene is for Middle America. Middle America is the one to blame for that. Like that is house moms and whatever, and I get it. Like you gotta appeal to the middle, but
look at my boys not being able to take care of themselves. I'll take care of my boys. Yeah.
So, but I think that, but as I heard somebody else say, like that scene where they're trying to evade the Silver Surfer, Superman's got nothing like that. Like I was on the edge of my seat. I mean, Superman had good stuff, but I was never as
there wasn't a big chase or anything, because who's gonna want to chase Superman? The closest thing I could think of is when Superman's got the nanites in his lungs and he has to go up in space and then back down to smack on the ground. But I mean, the Silver Surfer still looks so cool. So cool.
Yeah.
Anytime. We need more Silver.
I just think it's great that we had 3 amazing superhero movies this year.
Yeah.
Like
that's crazy. That's crazy nuts.
And again,
you throw Thunderbolts in the mix, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like they're all really, really good.
I really wish Thunderbolts got more acclaim. It is so good. It is so good.
I just got my Blu-ray for Thunderbolts, so I can't wait to check it out again.
Oh shit!
But,
I need to order
Josh,
that.
you're not gonna avoid the question.
No, I'm not. So, all right. Before I give you a full answer, first off, I want to say I rated them exactly the same as you did, Danny. Superman is 4.5. FF was 4.
I'm also being a little cheeky with my 4 score because I mean it's Fantastic Four, so like.
I didn't even think of that.
But it still represents the way I feel. It's just happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say.
So I kind of feel like it's apples and oranges, right? Because Superman was a glorious, fun, Silver Age kind of thing, and Fantastic Four is like it's really a kind of a quieter. It is a movie telling a story. It is not introducing a new universe, ironically, even though it is, right? And Superman was very much setting up this new DCU, like here's everything, so on. I kind of enjoyed Superman a little more. I hate to say that because you guys know I was most hyped for FF. But FF, while amazing, and don't get me wrong, I loved it. It does kind of drag in a few places. But where it drags isn't a knock to the storytelling, because it needed those quieter moments. It needed those more thoughtful moments, and that's totally
that's why I think Superman is a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Fantastic Four, like they have a big thing and then they have to kind of science it and work it out. They have a big thing and they have to kind of science it and work it out, kind of thing.
It's definitely less of a roller coaster ride than Superman was just all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, squirrel saving.
Leonard Kim with a hot take in the chat.
Let me see.
Holy hell!
Hello, Thunderbolts, Jurassic World Rebirth, F4 Superman, Captain America: Brave New World.
Wait.
Leonard Kim.
Leonard Kim. Are you saying Captain America: Brave New World, which I want to stress I haven't seen yet, is the best of all of them?
No, I think
he's the worst.
The greater
Jurassic Park.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If I remember my math correctly, the alligator mouth is open to the other way. So
it's bigger than. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth is very high for me.
I enjoyed Jurassic World Rebirth. I feel like it's a little bit higher your list. I would put it maybe above Captain America: Brave New World, but Superman would be at the top of this list for me. Then Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts are kind of the same. Like it's hard to compare them because they're so different too, even if they're both Marvel movies.
Well, and I guess I hadn't realized that Thunderbolts was the end of
Phase 5.
Phase 5 and FF was the start of Phase 6. So, and they
don't
both
tell you
feel
that at the
way,
beginning
right?
of the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of put Thunderbolts at the top. It goes Thunderbolts, Superman, FF.
Thunderbolts has probably the best soundtrack of the 3, maybe.
It has the best soundtrack. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so good.
Even its score is really good too.
Oh, it's fantastic.
We're at a great time. So, all right, let's start wrapping up.
Jurassic World needed a dinosaurs getting stoned for me. Like that scene needed to happen. The kid had marijuana. They never used it. And I'm upset for the rest of my life about that.
The little baby Triceratops or whatever it was that was following them around should have been should have gotten high.
Wait. So Jeff, do you want the next Jurassic Park to be Jurassic Park : hotboxing?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
If you're not getting stoned with a raptor, like, oh my god, this raptor is going to eat us, and then you just get it stoned,
and you just giggle.
Yeah.
I want to hear a raptor
right there,
giggle.
like, yeah. Like it is.
Well, I think in one of the movies, what is it? Alan has that dream where the
exactly.
Where the raptors
was talking to him. He's like, Alan.
Yeah. So, all right. So Josh and I gave our scores. Jeff, did you give your score on your letterbox rating or whatever?
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay. Any final thoughts as we kind of close up here?
I have one.
Sure.
It's not Planet of the Apes related. I'm so impressed with how they handle Johnny, because think about it. At the start of the movie, when you're getting the whole like montage ABC special feature or whatever, Reed's voiceover says, I wanted to take the best scientists I knew of. They just happened to be my best friend, my wife, and my brother-in-law.
Nepo baby.
This is the only movie to ever explain why Johnny's in that ship beyond being Sue's kid sister, right? Clearly, he has scientific abilities, and we watch him do that. I don't know if he's like an expert in like foreign languages or what, but he does something that isn't just flame on, and I love that so much.
I will say of iterations have him being. I feel like I've read that before, where he's like
he's been a pilot. Yeah, he's kind of like a Hal Jordan type.
And I know he's like and sometimes he's like a mechanic. Like currently he's a mechanic, and like he knows all about cars and stuff, which I guess gives him engineering some engineering powers. I guess powers of engineering.
I will say, just like I mentioned, I think in Superman, I mentioned that journalists are the ones that should have been upset about the ethics. I did see like online, like a linguist say like, there's no way he could have deciphered one whole language from like a sentence or whatever.
Yeah.
So linguists are up in arms about this film, and no one else.
I mean, he does explain Rosetta Stone, I think, when he finally like gets that one sentence to be able to like parse it.
It's like that sentence that the fox jumps over the.
Oh yeah, that has all the letters.
It had to have all the letters.
Yeah. I'm gonna counterpoint the linguist though, because he does go out and find the other, like he gets the recordings from all the other planets. So I'm guessing he was able to piece together. He had more information than just that.
I mean, he had an algorithm.
Yeah. And he has Reed.
He said it. He's like, "Oh, I got an algorithm for this." So I mean,
I did love when he's showing Sue when he's discovered. He puts the helmet on. She's like, "Oh, it stinks in here." That was good.
Leonard Kim says they could have called it the Storms. They really, Reed should just take Storm. She should become Reed Storm. Take the wife.
Yeah, but Ben Storm doesn't work as well as Ben Grimm. So
Reed Storm is an awesome name, though.
Reed Storm is an awesome name. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, don't Google that. I have bad. I feel like let's just say it's taken. I can't confirm. So we are getting
another next issue PSA.
We are getting the signal here.
Wrap it up.
Thanks, Lex. That'll also never get old here. All right, cool. Any last sentence do you want to say about Fantastic Four? Great, excellent. That's exactly.
Go see it.
Go see it.
Go
I
see
agree.
it. Yeah.
Although if you
I
got
don't want
this
to upset our
far,
producer.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you got
right.
this far,
If you saw what
yeah.
he did to the falafel guy, I don't want to upset the producer.
That's right. Okay. Thanks, Leonard Kim, for being in the chat. Reed Storm definitely does corn online. For sure he does.
Absolutely.
And he's got the stretchy parts.
That's right. Oh my goodness. I didn't even talk about that. I am glad that they didn't have a lot of stretching because it's still my brain can't process it. I get why they don't do it a lot, but the parts that they did, I think they nailed it.
Yeah, I agree.
The casual stretching, like when he's on the board, that I feel just feels weird in my brain. The superhero stretching when he's like doing stuff and like, okay, that makes sense.
I just find it funny because Reed Richards, and I guess by extension Plastic Man, are characters that work best in comics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, so.
But elongated man, great for radio.
Or, well, just his nose goes out when he has a clue.
He sniffed the mystery. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching this. You can let us know how you enjoyed this film down in the comments. We'll be back tomorrow, probably talking just about comic books and other stuff. I did watch Eyes of Wakanda, so I got to talk about that to you guys a little bit if you've seen them. I recommend it because the best thing it'll do is make you want to rewatch Black Panther.
Okay.
I'll leave it at that.
I don't need an excuse to rewatch Black Panther though.
No one does. Cool. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know what we'll be doing next week. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Stay tuned to our socials, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hell, Bebo.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.